I've been through the system, buddy. I know how it works.
I know you have.
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
Yes,
All you're trying to get is some stupid ass confession, and you're not gonna get one.
On a quiet evening in 2011, the flicker of neon lights outside a small 7-Eleven in Georgia became the stage for a crime that would soon spiral into something far more unusual. At first, it seemed routine: an armed robbery, a masked suspect, and a quick escape before officers arrived. But what followed would go down as one of the most extraordinary interrogation encounters ever recorded. One where the suspect didn't just resist the police, but outsmarted them at every turn. The man at the center of it all was Jeff Pearson, a local known to officers, a longtime heroin addict who had seen the inside of holding cells more than once. That night, when police expanded their search beyond the convenience store, they heard noises coming from a nearby house. With no other leads, they entered, and there sat Jeff, calm, unarmed, and already caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was arrested on the spot. But what happened next would make Jeff Pearson something of a legend in the interrogation community. Hours later, inside a small, windowless room, Jeff sat handcuffed and dressed in county-issued scrubs. The walls were bare, the air was stale. Across the table, a detective began the ritual, reading Jeff his rights and waiting for the inevitable mistake most suspects make, the moment they start talking.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay?
Am I under arrest? Jeff asked, his voice flat, cautious. Yes, the detective replied. You're under arrest for robbery. From the start, Jeff refused to play their game. Every question was met with silence or a demand for clarity. He knew the rules. He had been through the system before. He asked again, am I under arrest or am I free to go? The detective tried to assert control, leaning back with a smirk, showing no sign of urgency. But Jeff saw through it. He knew that posture, the body language of someone who's not in control but trying to look like they are. He wasn't falling for it. Jeff's refusal to answer wasn't defiance, it was strategy.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we question you. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer and you want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you'll still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you?
Every suspect in America is reminded of the Miranda warning. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. But most people, overwhelmed by fear or guilt, talk anyway. Jeff didn't. When asked if he understood his rights, Jeff simply stared, silent. The detective grew frustrated. You've heard these before, haven't you? Jeff didn't answer. And that silence, that deliberate stillness, was his greatest weapon. He had invoked the one thing the officers could not manipulate, his right to say nothing. Minutes turned into hours. Finally, realizing they were getting nowhere, officers sent him back to his cell. But this wasn't the end.
Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? You understand?
We're getting paid more than you are, so we can sit here for a long time, man.
I just need you to answer me yes or no. Do you understand your rights? Let's get through that question. Do you understand what I read you? Do you comprehend what I read you?
You got something that says you didn't do this robbery. This is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good cop.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
I am.
I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just want to know, do you understand what I read to you?
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you motherfuckers.
Okay.
2 hours later, Jeff was brought back. His eyes were heavier now, his body tense. He was beginning to feel the ache of heroin withdrawal, cold sweats, shaking hands, nausea.
You wanted a Coke?
Yeah.
You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you get me that methadone?
I don't have any. Do you have medication for it, or a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie, and you guys, I can't get no methadone. I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
10 years? 15 years?
been alive that long. What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah, right? I'm in a shitty, wrong place at the wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. I
don't talk to the police, man.
The detective tried to humanize the moment, asking about Jeff's life, his habits, his time on the streets. But Jeff wasn't here for small talk. He leaned forward and spoke with the calm confidence of a man who had already figured out the entire game. I've been through the system, buddy. I know how it works. You're not my friend. You're trying to get a confession, and you're not getting one. It was a masterclass in control. The detective tried to shift gears, offering sympathy, then pressure, then threats of evidence that didn't exist. But Jeff's silence only made the officer more desperate. He had no confession, no weapon, and no witness linking Jeff to the robbery. All they had was a man in withdrawal, and a camera recording how badly the interrogation was falling apart.
Okay. I've been through the system, buddy. I know how it works.
I know you have.
You're not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. I'm
not trying to get you.
All you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not going to get one.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I didn't do nothing.
I'm not trying to get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery. And y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside. There are cops everywhere. And they spotlight me. They say, come here. I say, what's up? They search me. They ain't find nothing. What's up?
Let me read this.
No.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to sign it.
You don't have to sign it. But let me read it for you. Okay?
I'm not signing nothing.
You don't have to sign it.
You're watching Behind the Crime Tape, where every case takes you inside the interrogation room, behind the badge, and into the minds of those who think they can beat the system. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because the truth always hides behind the tape. As hours passed, Jeff grew weaker but sharper. His words slurred at times, but his logic never faltered. When the detective hinted at a deal, claiming he could help with the parole officer, Jeff only laughed.
Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I'm warning you.
All right. This is what I don't understand. I know, but this is what I don't understand, Jeff. You were sitting there talking just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed?
Because I told you what. I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you've asked for an attorney. So, okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why. I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before, and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke. Put me back in the cell. That's my home.
We haven't interviewed you yet.
What's a gold star mean, he said, if I'm still stuck in prison for 20 years? The detective began bluffing, insisting they had physical evidence that they were just missing a few pieces. Jeff knew better.
Here's what the deal is. I have enough evidence
like what?
Of the armed robbery, okay? But, you know, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got, convince me. Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name the physical.
Why should I tell you that?
Then why are you still asking me questions? He called their bluff to their faces. At one point, the detective tried the Reid Technique, a classic interrogation method designed to manipulate suspects into confessing, offering two versions of guilt, both incriminating, but Jeff refused to play along. I told you, he said, I didn't do nothing. You found me sitting at my buddy's house. You didn't find a gun. You didn't find cash. You didn't find anything. The officer's patience began to snap.
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name them.
Well, why do I need to do that? You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence, now give me a little something. All right? What time do you get over to Aaron's house?
No, anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer that you helped me out.
That doesn't mean dick.
He reminded Jeff of his past convictions, hinted at his record, and threatened the severity of a robbery charge. But Jeff had already asked for a lawyer, a request the officers should have honored. Instead, they kept pressing.
I'm done, man. Fuck this. I'm not even answering. All this shit that I just said is gonna be fucking written in the discovery now, right?
What? You haven't said nothing.
I mean, every little stupid thing that you've asked me, dude, is gonna be in the discovery.
I'm not even going to do discovery.
The prosecutor is.
Okay. So, you halfway know the system, how things work, and you halfway don't. Am I right?
I half-ass know that the only reason I came up here is to get a fucking Coke.
Okay.
And I got it. But now I want a Butterfinger.
But that's not going to happen for a while.
What, the Butterfinger?
Yeah.
Why not? I need to go to the hospital. I'm coughing up blood.
Okay.
Let's go to the hospital.
Hours later, without a single piece of solid evidence and with no confession, the officers had no choice. Jeff was released. He had spent nearly 24 hours in custody, battling withdrawal, denial, and manipulation, and yet he never gave them what they wanted. Jeff Pearson walked out of the precinct that day a free man. Not because he was proven innocent by a lawyer or a judge, but because the police, with all their power and tactics, couldn't legally hold him. He later uploaded the footage from that interrogation to his own YouTube channel, a stunning move that turned him into something of a cult icon among interrogation analysts and true crime enthusiasts. Years later, Jeff would claim he turned his life around. He quit heroin, focused on music, and used his platform to educate others about their rights and how to protect themselves when faced with law enforcement pressure. In the end, Jeff Pearson didn't just beat an interrogation. He exposed how fragile the system becomes when faced with someone who truly understands it. Because sometimes it's not strength or violence that wins a battle, it's silence.